Kelly Kapoor from the US hit television series The Office 2005 to 2013 said it best. Who says exactly what they mean? I wouldn't say it's a mantra, but more like something I utter to myself every morning. I'm not saying everyone just says similar things to what they are thinking. I'm saying people say the complete opposite of what they mean. I hate you really means I love you, and I love you means I actually despise you so much that to the point where you make me want to vomit up my own butthole. It's pretty simple stuff.
Right. Okay. And that's what everyone does in this city? It's like a weird regional quirk?
Sure, yeah. Honestly, it's how everyone speaks. I guess you've just not noticed it yet. You're so young, you're basically still in the womb, so I'm not super surprised that you don't know this yet. Just try it out with the next person you meet. Trust me, you will be completely lost thinking that people say actually exactly what they mean. Oh boy.
Please, can I just have my train ticket now? Congratulations!
What the fuck are you talking about? Who the fuck are you?
Congratulations on your paper. You may have gotten the best mark in the class.
I got 32%.
Yeah, but I thought it was the opposite here. You know, like everything that is good is bad and everything that is bad is like as good as someone's butthole or something.
So I got a butthole grade.
Yes, but a good one. Like, you know, clean.
You've got it way backwards, babes. I was taught that no one says exactly what they mean, but things that happen are what they seem. Unless they aren't what they seem, but then you would know if things aren't as they seem, because then they won't seem as they seem, and then you'll know for sure things aren't the way they seem. But if things are the way they seem, then you will know they are as they seem, but very rarely are things as they seem. However, this mark on the paper is as it seems, unless I was sleeping with the teacher, and then things so wouldn't be as they seemed. Are you sleeping with the teacher?
What? No, I don't actually like him very much. Oh, right. No, backwards. Okay, so I am sleeping with him and I do like him.
Oh. Right, anyway, I've got to be off. I've got to plan my brother's wedding and his fiancée is going to help me revise for the next psychology test. You know, I'm finding this unit on reverse psychology really difficult. Anyway, catch you soon, babes. Hey, babes, I'm here. Sorry I'm late. I got caught having a fight with a new girl. Anyway, are you thinking purple or orange?
Oh, definitely orange.
Purple it is then. Hey, do you think you can help me? You went to university and you have a degree. Do you think you could help me revise for my psychology test?
Well, yes, I got a degree in modern dance, but that was pretty psychologically torturous, so I'm sure I've got some insight.
Perfect.
So then, if you take that case study, you will find...
You excited for the wedding?
Haha, no! I am so dreading it. It's literally going to be the worst.
Oh, I'm so sad for you. I feel like this wedding is so doomed.
Yeah, but in all honesty, I love him so much. It's going to be so cool to finally be married.
Huh. Yeah, babes. It will be what it will be. So, babes, I'm not sure if the new girl and our lecturer are sleeping together.
Why do you think this?
I don't know. She really sends me mixed messages. Like, 1 minute she's all like, I don't like him. And the next she's all, I love him.
Oh, poor girl.
What?
Well, it's obvious she's in love with him.
Yeah, but she did say, I love him.
She's all confused. What does it seem like?
Well, at first it seemed like there wasn't anything going on, but then when I looked into how it seemed, it ended up seeming like things weren't as they seemed. So in the end, it seems like they're absolutely in love with each other. Which brings me into my next order of business. You know this wedding between my brother and his fiancée?
Yep, I'm with you.
Well, yesterday, he told me...
Your brother?
No.
His fiancé?
Yes.
I'm with you.
That I quote, in all honesty...
Shit.
I know.
Fuck.
Just wait. In all honesty, I love him so much.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
And I can't wait to be married.
Holy shit. All right.
What are we going to do?
I'll tell you what we're going to do. You're going to let me handle everything. Just worry about your exam and nothing else. Oh, and invite the new girl to the wedding. She needs to get out and socialize a bit.
Okay. I don't trust you.
I don't trust you too.
Don't forget to clean that window over there. I'm not paying you if you miss half the windows like last time.
How did you find that exam?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. Did your study session with your brother's fiance help at all?
Yeah, well, I did the opposite of what he said, so that should be right.
You did the opposite.
Well, yeah, because, taking the wrong notes, which should be the right notes.
Right, so
you took the reverse notes, yet revised the reverse of those reverse notes for you to then write the reverse of what you've learned for the reverse psychology test.
No.
Which is yes.
Yes.
Which is no.
Right.
Is that incorrect or left?
Left?
Yes, the opposite of right is left, or right as incorrect would be the opposite of incorrect. So you are going left, or are you wrong?
You are in love with the lecturer!
No, I'm not.
Do you want to come to my brother's wedding tomorrow?
Is this a real invitation or a backwards one? This whole backwards thing is dumb and confusing.
Glad you like it and understand it well. This wedding is a real one. Promise. Come on, you're new and have nothing better to do. I'm inviting everyone, even our lecturer.
Yeah, fine. Where is it?
It's on Church Street to the right.
Does that mean I'm going down fucking Satan's Avenue and turn left?
Ha! No, it's on Church Street and then turn left.
Thought you said right.
Yeah, I'm never wrong.
Where are you? You're not coming? You aren't going to come? After all of the times you came early, you aren't coming now? To our wedding? Well, why not? Because I told your sister that I loved you. See how I'm not connecting the dots? I say I love you and you cancel our wedding?
What are you doing? What's going on?
So because I love you and you love me, we aren't getting married.
Happy wedding day, new girl.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Oh, sweetie, look what I did!
What the fuck?
Well, I contacted your teacher to see if you fail your degree or not, and you did! Well done! Today is a celebration for everyone!
I failed? I knew it! I knew you were sabotaging me!
I didn't sabotage you.
Yes, you did, and that's why I told my brother about you loving him. I knew I was going to have to get you back for something.
I am not getting married today to some random teacher.
You're welcome, sweetie. It's already done. We forged the signatures ourselves. You're now a Mrs. No need to thank us. Think of it as your welcome to the town gift.
I am not in love with this old man. He's not even here.
Darling, there's no need to shout your joy from the rooftops. It's already done. We don't even need a thank you.
You are a backstabbing piece of shit.
Oh, are we all saying what we mean right now? Because if not, I may just go fucking crazy.
Oh, fuck off. We all say what we mean.
Oh yeah, then why did you say you loved him, Ben, when you clearly hate his guts?
This whole fucking thing as it fucking seems, huh? I mean, how does this whole fucking situation seem?
It seems like I'm not getting married today.
Yeah, because I love you means you actually want to kick him in the butthole.
Oh my God. Where did you even learn this stuff?
Where did you even not learn this stuff?
What does that even mean?
What does that not mean?
How do I get a divorce?
You basically forced me to fail. You basically grabbed my hand and wrote the wrong things on the paper. I now can't fulfill my dream to be a therapist.
You only want to be a therapist to listen to other people's gossip. But you ruined my wedding and broke up a lifelong partnership.
I swear he's about 87 and already has a wife. I mean, this is surely illegal.
So happy they're all having a good time.
Distant. The stage is separated into the past and present. The past part of the stage is warmly lit in the center. The present part of the stage is located stage left and stage right with darker, colder lighting. A living room, center stage in the past. The family sits around the table playing a board game. Mom, Dad, and their children, Julie, early 20s, and Scott, 17.
That's bullshit. You just made that up.
I didn't. It literally says so, right here.
Either way, we didn't play with that rule until now, so we might as well not do it. Dad, you're up.
So now you're just making up the rules.
Shut up.
I'll go make some more popcorn.
Exit mom to the right.
Okay, so Dad, if you could choose the ideal number of spouses to have for life, would you choose A, 1, B, 2, C, 10, or D, 0? Scott, you guess this time.
Dad starts writing down his answer on a sheet of paper.
Dad, remember you have to be honest.
I am.
I don't think you are. I think you'll play the good guy.
But Mum's not here right now.
True, but...
Would you just write down your guess, please?
Someone's in a rush.
Scott quickly writes down his answer on a sheet of paper.
I said A, 1.
Dad,
You lose 10 points.
Oh, seriously?
what did you put?
C.
10?
I was being honest.
Enter mom.
Should have known.
Known what?
Nothing.
Julie checks her phone and slowly gets up from the table.
Can we take a break?
Take a break now. We won't hear the end of it because you'll be stuck chatting in your room all night.
No, I just wanted to take a break.
Why?
I need to use the bathroom, if you must know.
She'll be on the phone with Kyle till 3 a.m.
So what if I am?
I can hear her cackling like a baboon all night. I can't sleep and I still have early classes every morning.
Like I care.
Let's just finish this round and you can go.
No.
Is the lockdown hysteria starting already?
No, there's no lockdown hysteria. I don't want to be forced to sit down every evening and play board games with everyone when I don't want to.
You really want to have this discussion again?
Julie, please.
Scene change. Dad and Julie move to the kitchen on the right, into the present. They both look tired and exhausted.
You nearly killed her. I need you to understand that. Scott and me would have woken up this morning without a mother. I don't know what you were thinking. Well, you haven't been thinking at all, obviously.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know if that will do it. I really don't. My friend Laura's uncle died from COVID during the first lockdown, and not more than 5 people were allowed to be at the funeral because of the restrictions. His own brother wasn't allowed to cross the border to be there. And to think that if it wouldn't have worked out, that none of her friends or anyone would have been at her funeral, no one but Scott, me, and you of all people.
Enter Scott.
Hey,
Hey,
is Mum okay?
yes, well, they managed to revive her from the cardiac arrest, but for now she's in a coma. But the doctor said she should be fine. It's only a matter of days till she wakes up, he said.
Oh, okay. What did they say was the cause?
Well, she hasn't been well, and it was probably exhaustion. They can't really tell what was wrong just yet.
Okay. The vase is still shattered on the floor. I'll clean it up.
No, that's okay. I'll do that. Thanks.
Exit Julie.
Do you have online class this morning?
I slept in.
Yeah, that's okay. Do you have a minute now then to talk?
Yeah, sure.
Dad turns around into the past, center stage, where Mom is already sitting opposite from him. They are each holding a diary. There is an antique Chinese vase filled with flowers on a small table between them.
It's things like that. It's when you argue with Julie. Why do you think you have the right?
Julie is sitting in the present, stage left, with headphones in, talking to her laptop screen.
I miss you.
I will be the first one to tell my kids when they messed up, but that's because I'm the one who's here, who knows who they are, who sees when they're sad, or when they're happy, or when they're ashamed, because I raised them.
Has she been texting you again?
Do you know that this has been the longest time you've ever lived in this house in one go since we moved in?
Can she back off?
It's been 18 years, and it literally took a deadly global pandemic and a national lockdown for you to be here for more than a month. You're basically like a sponsor to these kids. checking in every few months to see if your investments are being used properly. And God forbid them if they ever step out of line.
Why are you texting her then?
Not to mention that this has been a holiday to you. In the beginning, I thought, he's here now and we'll make this household and this family work together like we always wanted to. Just to find you lounging here every day.
Bullshit, she obviously wants to get with you again.
When you were gone, I looked at this vase every day and I used to think that a part of you was always here. And when you brought me flowers, I would always swoon at the gesture. Now these things just feel like necessities, like cheap reminders of your existence, or a sign of the least amount of care you could muster. Bringing me an expensive antique vase from China or buying me flowers.
I trust you, I just don't trust her.
I'm sorry you feel that way, and I can't say anything else except that I'll try to fix anything I can make this work.
You know, even now, I just feel like you're apologizing because you think it's the right thing to do. Not because you actually feel sorry, so you can feel like the gentleman you think you are.
Yeah, but it's been so long and we don't know how long lockdown's gonna last, and you're there and you could do anything. You could even just exchange nudes with her and I would never know. It's so easy.
It's private.
Private? The only reason we started writing these bloody diaries was to work on our marriage.
Dad clutches the diary.
If you won't let me read it now, I'll read it later anyway.
Dad slowly gives Mom the diary. She takes it and starts reading.
Because, Kyle, my dad's a cheater. He's a fucking cheater, and no one ever would have thought that he'd be capable of that, least of all my mum. That was the one thing she was always sure of, that he wouldn't betray her, because he's just not that kind of guy. And he did, and it almost killed her.
Mom stops reading Dad's diary. Suddenly she grabs a bin and vomits into it. When she tries to get up slowly, she faints and knocks over the vase filled with flowers on the table towards the present, stage right, shattering it. Dad picks up the pieces and sets them on a table in the present, stage right.
I'm sorry.
You should figure out what to do when she wakes up in a few days. I can't imagine she'd want to see you. I honestly can't say I'm really angry at you or anything. I'm really, really surprised. But you're still my dad, I guess.
I understand.
You don't want to throw that away?
I'll try to fix it. I know it means a lot to your mom.
Where did you buy it again?
China. Well, I didn't actually buy it. I got it as a gift.
Oh. From who?
From a woman.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know where Mum keeps the super glue?
I'll get it.
Thanks.
Dad?
Yes?
That vase is gonna look shit, even if you manage to fix it.
Yeah, I know.
They're not coming. Of course they're not coming. How could I be so stupid? I knew I shouldn't have said anything last time. Stupid.
Hey.
Oh, hi. I thought you weren't coming. I was just about to leave.
I can go if you want.
No. Stay. I'm glad you came.
Really?
I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true, silly.
Okay.
Are you okay? You seem off. Last week didn't.
No, it didn't.
Are you sure? I mean, if it did, we can just forget it ever happened. And
Look, I said no.
sorry, I just want to make sure you're still comfortable with this, with
Don't say it.
us. I picked you these. I know they're not much, but I don't have much money, so I went around the park picking them for myself when you got here.
You shouldn't have.
But I wanted to. I wanted you to know that
Please don't say it.
you're special. Are you sure you're okay?
I'd better go. I'm sorry.
Please don't. Come sit down, we can talk.
Talk about what?
This. Us. Whatever's wrong.
I can't. Please. I just have to go.
You don't. Stay. We can go to that cute little coffee shop around the corner that you like. Please, I want to make you happy.
You don't understand.
Then help me understand. If this is about what happened before, then let's just forget it happened. Go back to being friends. Go back to being anything, Cleo. I hate that you won't even look at me.
It's not about what happened before, Jamie. That was fine. It was more than fine. It was good. It was really fucking good. Great even.
Then what's going on in your head that you aren't telling me?
I saw this girl today, sat outside a coffee shop when I was leaving college. I was stood waiting for the bus and I watched this barista drop this girl's coffee all down her. And you could just tell it was on purpose. It was so malicious. They didn't apologise. They didn't offer her another drink or any paper towels to clean herself up with. They just walked away.
So why are you taking that out on me?
I'm not. At least I'm not meaning to. It's just, I know that happened because she was gay, because she's different, and I just feel so ashamed. That could have been me or you, for that matter. Who that had happened to. I felt sick that I didn't say anything or do anything about it, and I almost didn't come here. I didn't want to feel like I'd let you down for not sticking up for someone who has to put up with the same fucking shit as us, for not saying what the fuck is wrong with you. We're all people. We love who we love, and that's that. I didn't. I just got on my bus and went home.
So you're getting all heated up and being funny with me over spilt coffee? I go through shit like that every day and I put up with it.
You're unbelievable. I'm hurting because that could have been you.
But it wasn't though, was it? Cleo,
No.
see? There's no use crying over spilt coffee. I get that it's difficult to witness, but let's just take a walk. Clear your head and start fresh for the afternoon, okay?
Present day. The grubby kitchen of Ted's house, with a closet to stage right. It's a bit shambolic and things are pretty awry. Unwashed pots are in the sink, a vase of flowers sits on the counter, and there's an uncomfortable looking stain on the floor. Not to mention the thing that looks like a dead body covered up with a bedsheet spread out on the table. Ted, who's pacing and hovering about the space, spots the stain, scuffs it with his foot, and makes a face when it doesn't come up. He is an aging man of about 60 and walks and talks with a kind of stoicism that suggests something hard about him. His expression is unreadable. Mike is off stage.
Now, I don't expect you to understand it.
Ted.
And I'm not asking you to understand it.
Ted.
And this is a delicate matter. A very delicate.
Are you coming out to me?
I'd have put in more effort if I were coming out to you, Mike.
Mike enters. He's of a similar age to Ted, though a bit lighter. Bouncier, maybe.
It does look a bit destitute in here.
Ted immediately spins Mike away from the view of the table as he says,
Don't sit down.
Ted.
Just stand up. Don't sit down. Don't look.
Jesus.
Close your eyes.
Ted. Ted.
All right, Mike.
As Ted spins Mike back around, Mike dramatically closes his eyes.
Happy?
That's fine. Right.
Ted carefully lifts up the top of the bedsheet and reveals the face of Dolores, a life-size sex doll.
Open your eyes when I say 3.
Mike immediately opens his eyes and is met with Dolly's cold stare.
Christ.
You ever do what you're told? I told you.
It looks just like her, Ted. I mean...
I didn't want this to happen, like...
How have they...
Mike reaches out to touch Dolores.
Don't touch it.
Ted looks like he's about to cry.
Don't touch it.
She looks so... young. Looks 20, 30.
Will you please...
Is this why you're never out?
I told you that this is a very delicate...
Mike
Jesus.
lifts up the rest of the bedsheet, showing Dolores fully dressed.
Jesus.
Don't.
I'm just looking at her.
It You're looking at it.
Ted,
It's not her.
of course it's not her. Dolores would never be caught wearing that. Are these her clothes?
This wasn't my idea.
Ted.
This wasn't my idea. It was the grief forum and the doll people.
The doll people?
The doll people are and the counsellor from the...
Ted cries. He tries to hide his face.
You're never going to speak to me again.
Ted.
And Angie won't come round.
It's not...
No one's going to come round anymore.
Ted.
I am in the same buyer's market as recluses and paedophiles. There are versions of this thing that look like children.
Ted.
Why are you just standing there? This thing has your sister's face. And you're coddling me like a baby. I thought you were a man. I thought you'd protect your family's honor.
Ted.
You'd be shouting and screaming at me, berating me into the ground because this thing has your sister's face. Her face. The last thing we saw in the world. The last thing we saw
going on?
And does this not freak you out?
I mean, it's certainly unconventional.
Mike.
It's not how I'd celebrate the anniversary of... But I think it's your business, and no one can tell you what to do with your business.
This is your sister, Mike.
My sister is buried in the earth. This is plastic. You just said so yourself. Are you trying to get me riled up?
I'm just standing there.
You're having a breakdown.
I need you to tell me that this was a bad idea, that I'm insane.
This has got nothing to do with me, Ted. No one told you to... Never mind.
Mike takes a closer look at Dolores, tweaks her nose. Ted can't look.
Does it make you happy?
Stop it.
Does it?
Does it make me?
It's a very simple question, Ted.
I don't know. I'm not sure I can keep it.
Ted. If you don't like it, return it.
I can't return it.
Ted.
I can't return it. And what would that even look like? Me stuffing this thing into a box? What, so Angie can just pop round as I'm...
She obviously doesn't know.
This is your sister. You should be shouting me dead in the face, kicking me till I'm black and blue. How are you so...
Ted.
How are you so calm about this? You're acting like I've got a dog and not... I can't return it. I don't know what to do with it.
Did you not...
Look at it. What am I supposed to do with that?
Ted, if you hate it so much, just get rid of it. You can't kill something that's already dead. It's not her, it's just... Why did you get it in the first place?
I told you.
The doll people, right. I mean, why now? It doesn't even particularly look... Well, I guess it does, when she was younger.
I don't know.
Ted.
It was clearly a severe error in judgment. I don't know, and I can't throw it away.
Who said anything about throwing it away?
It's all too...
Are you trying to throw this thing away?
You just told me to get rid of it.
I mean, put it in the closet. You're not actually going to throw this away, are you?
You told me to get rid of it.
And an online forum told you to reincarnate my twin sister as a doll. You can't just chuck this thing out.
Why not?
Because it's my sister.
You just said...
Yes. No. It's not my sister. It's plastic. But you can't just dump the thing on the street. It's...
And what else would I do with it?
Just shack it up in the closet. Pretend it's a faulty broom.
It's not her.
You can't just...
Mike, it's not her.
Christ!
I don't want anyone to see it.
Is that why I'm here? To dispose of it?
Mike.
God, I wish you'd just come out.
It's not.
That would have been much better than this.
Mike,
I'm not disposing.
it's not a dead body.
No, it's not.
Look.
Ted gets the sheet off the floor and covers Dolores up again. He faces Mike and rests a hand on his shoulder.
It's not her. It's not Dolores. It's a doll, okay? And my stupid, senile brain thought that I could replace her with a doll, right?
Right.
Okay. Help me get this thing in the closet.
Man, kick him in the head. Man, fuck him. I'm not in your bed. It's time for us to join feminist forces and demand change before the masses. Girl with cream and by boys will be clamoring for air. The entire student body will be blinded by the light that is heaven, because we will be so damn good that we will enter a whole new spiritual realm. We are about to do something jaw-breaking, hair-prickling, blood-curdling. You'll either do this with me or you won't. But I have seen you girls at your highest and at your lowest. I've been there when you first grew your Bella. I went to the doctors with you when you ripped your bum hole and you bled out of there every time you went pregnant. So naturally, I will hate you if you don't do it. So, Bella, you're on bass, of course. Jen. Congratulations, this is your newborn baby.
I can't.
You can for a pack of cream eggs.
But they sold out months ago. Sweet, delicious eggs of cream. I'll do it.
You can only have them once, you're good. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah!
Gunk.
No bunking, no telly. Please sign here, here, and here.
Alright. What, aren't we gonna give our blood or something?
No.
Oh, I thought that was the idea.
Kick him in the dick, Where the hell is she? She's really starting to grind my gears now.
Maybe.
In all the wrong ways.
I think that maybe she's with her boyfriend. I think that she has a boyfriend now, and I don't know. I think I've seen them hold hands and stuff.
What?
She's embarking on a love affair with Gus Edwards in year 11. Molly Evans sent me some photos of them two being all tender.
Show me.
Master brains, cut the guns, put them in the ground and see me fuss. Drums! I will conquer you, drums. I will conquer you if it kills me. I will conquer you.
Again.
Your body is your own. You have no autonomy. Your body is your own.
Again.
It's that bit every time.
Where the hell are you, girl?
It's hard.
You're not trying.
My fingers are blistered.
My fingers are bleeding.
My arse is freezing. Lino floors in the winter are ridiculous.
Think of perfume.
Gus bought it for me.
Bella, this is a place of work. Keep it professional.
He's just so sweet. Like, I get all gooey. My tummy, it flips and leaps and feels mushy, and I don't know anything other than I want to be with him all the time. Like, I just want to climb into his brain and hang out there.
What? Like, these feelings, what I'm feeling is raw stuff. We should turn that into music.
We don't want to sing about boys and feeling gooey. That goes against the entire Gunk ethos.
Gus isn't like the other boys we know.
If you like Gus so much, why did you go and marry him, eh? Go, kiss, go, keep your soul away, go ruin your life, just go!
The clambering for welcome there.
Meeting now!
Well, hello there, Isabella.
Bassist call out, bassist call out, bassist call out of a lifetime. Fellow students, the vivacious girl power band Gunk are looking for a new bassist. Wannabes must be unapologetic, share a desire to burn the patriarchy, and possess some sense of flair. They must be ready to save the world. This is not a hobby. No homework, no bunking, no telly, no lovey-doveys. Kind regards, Gunk.
It's nothing personal. It's just artistic differences.
It's just artistic differences.
It's just differences.
Regarding our statement as a group.
We don't have a statement. If we had a statement, it would be nooses made from skirts and armpit hair fetishes and kick and kill and unfeel and eat shit.
We are so much more refined than that, but on the surface, yeah, fine, because we're angry.
Or angry because you're not strong enough to love.
Not strong enough to love?
Not someone
strong
is
enough
really
to
like
love.
really hard feelings are
is
really hard
built
sometimes.
on love, our duty,
So
our
scared of
duty
the
to our
way
women,
I feel
our
for
giving
things
women, give
Oh,
women,
I cry for it.
girls, our
No one can
mothers
be rock
and
you want
daughters
to be.
and sisters, a
You
little
want
bit
me
of
to
hope
be a
that they
rocket.
can be
I can't be a rock.
something more than history has given us, because who else is gonna try to do it? Who's gonna do it? You're guilty. You're guilty of high treason, of treason, you're guilty.
Guys, look, I'm doing it! I'm doing it! I can't stop! I'm doing it, guys, look! I can't stop!
Hey, where's my mate? Hey,
Gunk aren't competing in Musician of the Year anymore.
We're not ready to show ourselves.
We didn't find a bassist.
We could have had a bassist.
Agnes made all of them cry.
Not all of them. None of them were you. Shut up, shut up, shut up,
I am still with Gus. And we're in love. And I'm a committed woman. But I don't want to lose myself. I love you girls as well. And my bass. Oh, I'm making music with you girls. It's like electric and...
Bella, I'm gonna stop you there. You're back. Bella is back.
Let's go! Let's make stuff!
I have been seriously neglecting my job, and I have a strong feeling that I'm soon to be fired. So we're talking shells this morning.
You think we're young and dumb? No! We're full of sun. Be more 40, be more fun. Cause we're young, we're dumb, we're young, dumb queens. Young, dumb queens. Young, dumb queens. Young, dumb queens. We're young, dumb queens.
Slipping through my fingers.
We're not reenacting Mamma Mia.
My love, my life.
Not reenacting Mamma Mia 2 either. Besides, it's a song about a breakup.
I can't believe she kept all this.
Hoarder. I always told her to just toss it. She never wanted to. Her sister and I were here for hours last night just packing shit up. Do you want them?
I I'm all right without. How are they?
Devastated. Her mum asked to perform, said it would be the perfect send-off. Where the fuck is he?
He'll be here any second.
Typical. Selfish fucker.
I think you need a drink.
It's 9 a.m.
And? I don't know what your problem is with movies. It brought us together.
After 4 years, I'd hope we knew more than just the movies.
Of course we do. I just think the audience would prefer...
Audience? This isn't another concert, Brandon.
Eddie! Frida! Jesus, who died?
This isn't the song.
What? It sounded great.
I can't sing the melody.
You're a vocal coach. You can sing the bloody melody fine. Fine. Add Chiquitita to the list of rejects.
Brian.
She's being a diva. You aren't the real Frida. We're never going to get something ready.
You were the one that couldn't make it for a rehearsal until today.
What was I supposed to tell my boss? Sorry. Can't come to the office today. Got to pretend to be an Abba.
Her mum wants us to do it. She'd want us to do this. You know how much this band meant to her.
Band? We were kids in fancy dress.
You were more than that.
Don't bother, he's an arsehole.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You were the one who left.
What was the plan? Tour the world? Groupies who'd show us their sagging tits? Surely we saw it coming. Those Swedes were married and millionaires, and they still broke up. We had to move on, and we all did.
Not all of us.
When we walked on stage, collected our degrees, threw our hats in the air, we moved on. It's not my fault she couldn't do that.
Remember when we performed this at the Creepy Man's 50th?
More lovable than Agneta. She was on another level that night.
She wasn't like that the morning of, though. Had to practically drag her out of bed.
She wasn't in a bad place then, was she?
Yeah, she was. That entire month she'd call me in the middle of the night, sobbing.
I didn't realise it started so early.
She didn't want to tell the truth to both of you at first. Scared she'd spread the bad energy.
I'm sorry for making it seem like you didn't.
It's fine.
You know, when I found out she'd done it, I felt a bit relieved. She was so sad and in so much pain. I thought, finally, she wouldn't have to feel that anymore. I'm terrible, aren't I?
The last time she tried to call me, I'd just saged my room, so I chose to ignore her. I never called her back. Were we terrible friends?
We should get back to rehearsing.
Oh God, I've forgotten how much this itches.
Too much.
We're going to look like freaks.
She was always first in costume and last one out. Sometimes I think she was more comfortable being Agneta than herself.
I swear she started having a Swedish twang.
So, are we all happy with the song?
If Miss Frida here can sing the melody.
Shut up, yes, it's perfect. Her mum will love it.
She would love it. It's odd performing without her.
A different timeline. A busy enclosed street. It's like the inside of a shipping container. This is Oxford Street. There is the sound of footsteps from the shoppers, but no voices. Lining the walls of the containers are large warning posters reading, "Stay silent, save lives, don't disturb the swarm." and adverts for home soundproofing with a sold out sticker over the top of them. It is summer. It is incredibly hot. Jupiter stands on a box with a megaphone.
Join the ready ones. Be one of the first to join and stand against the silencing. Don't let them take away your voice anymore. The pre-swarmers packed us away like sardines, took away our natural right to vocalize. They never suffered like this. How can they understand? I call on the post-swarmers here today to rise up and shout out against this oppression.
I thought we agreed no megaphone.
How can I speak to the people if I can't be heard?
Do you want to get expelled?
It's an awful way to go.
Shut up, you. My dad's an expeller. They all know me. Do you really think they're gonna give me to the swarm?
We found this.
What is it?
The Doomsday Papers?
Never heard of it.
Look here. It says that the swarm was attracted to us because of our consumeristic and greedy nature.
Oh, what rubbish!
Absolutely.
We all know that China sent it here to turn us into bloody commies.
Keep your voice down.
Like it's gonna make a difference.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just don't want anything to happen.
Nothing's gonna happen while I'm around. People daren't touch us.
They might not, but the expellers will. Have you ever seen an expulsion?
No.
I have. They opened the hatch. They pushed him through. There was a buzzing. The man screamed, and then he stopped. They closed the hatch. The buzzing went away. Ugh.
It's an awful way to go. And producing the noise that led to a breach is an expellable offence.
I've never seen a breach. I think they're just a myth.
It's just fear-mongering. Why won't they admit to us that this is just the first part of China's plan to invade?
But what if that paper was actually telling the truth? It's our fault that the swarm came.
No, it's not. It's the bloody immigrants. If we got rid of everyone who wasn't actually from our country, there would be no problem at all.
Really?
How do you know that?
I just know. Same way I know this doomsday paper is nothing more than a story. Some fictional world inspired by our own.
I mean, it does seem a bit far-fetched.
Exactly. Here's the thing that peeves me the most. All of this happened before we were born. We had no say. It was just imposed by the pre-swarmers. We know the swarm attacks them more often than us. Why should we sacrifice our freedom for them?
We shouldn't.
I think there should be a vote on it.
There was.
What do you mean?
I mean, I heard there was going to be a vote, but it got cancelled.
I never heard about that.
Oh, it was a few years ago.
Well, none of us would have been able to vote anyway if it had been that long ago.
No. So I guess it's irrelevant, really. Yes, we should have a vote now.
You're acting very strange.
No, I'm just the same as always.
Don't worry about this paper. You're on my side. I won't let the commies touch you.
It's not that.
Well, what is it then?
Nothing.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I think you know something. You know something, don't you?
Jupy.
Don't you?
Leave it, Jupy, please.
No, I know what I'm doing. When were you born?
24th of March.
What year? What year?
Oh, shit.
Jupiter grabs hold of Neptune and pulls out an ID card.
Look!
Oh, God, why?
You know, don't you?
There is a faint buzzing.
Don't you?
It doesn't subside.
I was very young.
Oh, my God.
So you know if this is telling the truth or not?
I do.
Tell us then.
Now, don't forget that I was very young and it was all a gigantic mess, so I don't know everything.
Go on.
It's the truth.
We have been lied to.
My God.
But now you know, so we're good.
Oh.
No.
Oh my God.
No, we're not good. You can't be one of us. You're too old. I thought we were in it together.
Of course we're still in it together.
But you're a pre-swarmer.
It doesn't mean anything really, does it?
It means a lot to us, but you wouldn't understand.
We're very young.
It doesn't matter. You had been born. You knew. You chose not to tell us.
We didn't have a choice. It's just how it was. After the vote, I remember everyone saying it was for the best.
There was a vote. It's all been fake. It's all been fake. It's all your fault.
But...
Oh my god.
You're a lying piece of scum. You're worse than my mother.
But how is...
You were my friend. I trusted you.
I didn't have a choice.
Of course you had a choice.
No, I didn't. I was too young.
You chose to cover up the truth.
I didn't, but our parents did, yes.
You were too ashamed to admit it.
It wasn't me.
Pre-swarm scum! No, worse than that, you pretended to be something you're not. We hate the pre-swarm, but I hate you more.
Jupiter pounces on Neptune. Mercury stands and watches.
Liar!
They are going to destroy them.
Fraud!
It is primal.
Please! They might have come in because of their greed. They stayed because of our greed.
Jupiter attacks Neptune
Sniveling
with more and more aggression.
Fucking...
You're gonna kill them, Jupiter. Stop it.
The attack reaches its most brutal.
Be destroyed!
You're not a murderer. Stop it.
They're a pre-swarmer. They're a traitor.
Don't you hear what they're saying? It's as much our fault that the pre-swarm is still here as the pre-swarms. Why are you so obsessed with an arbitrary label?
Because they brought the swarm here.
Well, you couldn't tell Neptune was a pre-swarmer.
No, but now...
But now what? You founded a group with the best intentions, but things have changed.
The ready ones exist to defend our land from the commie invasion.
But there isn't going to be an invasion. We brought this on ourselves. You have to adapt.
But...
I'm not playing your silly games anymore. Sorry.
I'll tell you what we should do. We need to tell everyone about what we found. We need to tell them the truth.
You think people want the truth?
A dark room. Light from street lamps pours in through a big window, illuminating the otherwise unlit room. Woman 1 stands in front of the window, motionless, staring out into the darkness. There is noise coming from outside, banging, yelling, and sirens. After a few moments, Woman 2 appears behind Woman 1. They are dressed the same and look alike.
Do you hear that?
Why are you up?
Can you hear?
You can't sleep, huh?
You hear that, right?
Why are you not sleeping?
I can't.
The noise becomes more audible. The volume increases as both women stare out of the window.
Do you hear that? The people on the streets. Marching, protesting, building barricades, holding signs.
Where?
Outside. Everywhere.
Woman 1 keeps staring out of the window. Woman 2 observes her deprecatingly.
It is the sound of the future.
Do you want to go outside?
Things are going to change.
Do you want to go outside?
I should go.
I had a feeling this would happen. You cannot go. Look at yourself.
Why can't I go?
You can't go. She out there.
Everyone is out there.
Of course they are. I will go.
What?
Yes, I will go. It has been too quiet lately. There was no sound, no lights, and even the streets were empty. I knew it was the calm before the storm. Listen to that. It sounds so positive, cheerful even.
Aren't you afraid?
Afraid? No. Listen, are you afraid?
No. No, no. No, I'm not afraid. So you're just going to leave me here then? With the others?
This is not my problem.
You will just leave me here with the others. Outside, this is bigger than me, it's bigger than us. You can't just go into the unknown and leave me here. You can't leave me.
It is bigger than anything. This is why I will go.
I don't want you to go.
I'm going.
Woman 2 puts on her boots. She doesn't pay attention to Woman 1. Her only determination is to leave this house.
Why?
You said it. This is the sound of the future.
Then I will have to go with you.
You can't leave.
It is the sound of the future.
You can't leave.
Why?
Because you're afraid of the future. You are afraid of the past. Shit, look at yourself. You're even afraid of the present. Do you know what's happening out there? You can't take them with you. You think they will just let you leave? Open your eyes. You aren't ready. Tell me, what are you more afraid of? Me out there or you alone in here? I'm not going to wait for you.
I'm not afraid.
You are.
Shh, please. You will wake them.
They are awake. All the time. You just choose to ignore them. That's what you do. I'm done here. I'm not doing this anymore.
They are not.
Listen.
Doors are banging inside the house now, like an overflowing tap. Woman 1 covers her ears. Woman 2 starts clapping to increase the noise. Woman 1 is begging the noise to stop.
You'll have to let them out if you want to come with me.
No.
You know that giving in doesn't mean you're weird, right? It doesn't indicate something is wrong with you. But this is. Locking them away is wrong. Locking all of us away is wrong.
Stop.
That's what you always do. You keep locking all these doors, but they want to be out. They have to come out. Who wants to be locked up forever? Do you?
I don't want to hear it.
Just acknowledge that you are afraid.
Shut up.
You lock them up for absolutely nothing. It is no significance or value. You will just keep passing these doors, peeking in and locking them. And you will suffer and suffer and suffer. Again and again and again. And at the end of the day, you will still be here. But I will be out there. You could too.
I said shut up.
Why do you do this?
Why do you do this?
The banging inside has stopped. The noise from outside drowned out. Woman 1 slowly gets up from the floor.
You did it again.
Shut up.
This won't help you in the long run.
I started wondering when you changed. Are you even a human being? Where's your empathy all of a sudden?
And you? Are you human? Locked up here, not living but barely existing. Hiding away from past and present. Those doors aren't strong enough. They will break. Stop replacing them. I'm done with this. I'm going out there.
Woman 2 grabs her coat and walks towards the door.
So you will just leave me here? With them?
You are in control. You can walk away any moment you want.
I can't. Please don't go.
You miss being comfortable in the void.
Woman 2 opens the door.
Why do you care so little?
Why do you care so much?
Woman 2 exits. The door closes. Woman 1 runs after her. The door is locked. Dark.
Julie, 20s. Dressed in her pajamas, she sleeps nervously in the middle of the night, in her bed.
No. No. No.
Dreaming. She enters in the kitchen from stage right in the middle of the night, very tired, slow, and confused, and by touching all sides of the room, she arrives at the kitchen work counter. She walks towards the two sinks. As she arrives at it, she looks up at the top shelf to find a glass. She doesn't find it, then looks down to the dishwasher, which she opens, but they are all dirty. Her conscience talks to her with a mean voice.
You okay?
Do I seem okay, according to you?
I don't know. You tell me. What are you doing?
I'm here, trying to drink some water, but...
What?
Nothing is in here. No glass, no plastic cup.
Well, ask yourself a few questions about it.
Julie puts her arms straight on the two sinks, with her head down and stressed.
Such a prick you are. Wait, why am I talking to myself?
I'm not yourself. I am your conscience. It is different, dear.
What?
Isabella enters from the stage right kitchen's entrance. She stands by the door and sees Julie next to the sinks. Isabella turns on the lights.
Julie, you okay? Focus on my voice.
What you want?
Isabella walks towards her and touches her right arm.
Hey, honey, I'm here. Don't worry. Don't listen to her.
Julie pushes Isabella's arm away, which makes a step backward. Jasmine, by being worried, enters from stage right. She walks towards them rapidly to the sink, next to Isabella.
I am here too, don't worry.
Julie turns around and looks at them confused, as she does to focus on them. She's worried.
Who are you?
I have told you.
Isabella and Jasmine look at each other worried, then look at her.
Sweetheart, it's us.
You're friends.
Isabella goes towards her and touches her with her right hand to her left arm.
Let's go to bed.
Julie pushes her hand away.
No, I don't want to.
Jasmine makes one step forward towards her.
You had an accident, and if you don't go to bed, we can't rest, and neither can you. Have you taken your medicine yet?
Julie looks less confused.
What medicine?
Isabella looks at Jasmine. Jasmine holds Julie by hugging her and looks at Isabella to her left side.
Where are they? Should be in this one.
Isabella looks for the medicine on the kitchen counter work. She finds them and takes some pills and puts the box there again. She goes towards the dishwasher, which she opens, and she picks up one glass. So she opens the tap water at the sink and cleans it first, then fill it up. Julie becomes impatient, so Jasmine holds her tighter. Then she comes down.
Hey, girls.
Isabella goes towards her with the pills and the water which she shows her. Jasmine and Julie divide themselves. Julie smiles at Isabella.
The glass is fragile, as our minds. But you'll feel better, I promise.
Julie takes the glass and the pills from Isabella's hand. She pours the medicine in her mouth and drinks it. She takes a minute to breathe. Isabella and Jasmine hug her.
How do you feel?
Julie smiles. They divide themselves. Isabella looks at Julie.
Shall we go?
Jasmine and Julie nod. All move to go towards the kitchen exits while hugging Julie, which is in the middle.
Thank you, best friends.
No worries.
That's what we're here for.
All leave the kitchen and they turn off the lights. The dream ends. Julie wakes up nervously and stands her head up, take a deep breath, then lie down again and sleeps.
Jess, Harriet and Bella sit centre stage in a restaurant. A waiter has brought over a new dish for Harriet, who had previously complained. Jess sits, eager to get on with their project. All characters are 19-year-old Durham students.
How was it?
It's better.
Well, now we're settled. I was thinking for our project we could...
We're taking a break.
The point of coming here was to do work, and we've done fuck all. Look, I won't have time tomorrow because I'm working and... Oh, you have a job? I didn't realize students did that.
Of course she does. Got any brilliant ideas then?
Well, I was thinking with the title of our piece being What Does It Mean to Be Proud, we could take a look throughout women's history and create a series of interviews. Since we're in Durham, I thought we could start by looking at women during the miners' strike and how they...
Oh, no, that's a shit idea. I'm not doing that.
It's okay, Harriet. We'll think of something better.
Harriet spots Jess's dirty old shoes.
Nice shoes, Jess. Are they new?
Embarrassed, Jess hides them under the table.
No. These are just my spares. I have better ones. They're just in the wash.
Oh, well, we just had to fire our housekeeper, Kathy, because she would never have anything ready for us.
Her name was Frida, wasn't it?
Like it matters. She was essentially a cleaner, so, you know. She was just a cleaner, so, you know, she wasn't, you know, clever, you know?
No, I don't. No, Don't we all just love how we're all the same age? You know, I thought we'd all be older than everyone else.
Loads of people do gap years. Mine was exactly what I needed. It really made me grow as a person. The best part had to be when I went to Paris, though.
Oh, Paris. I do love it there. Don't you love Paris, Jess? Never been.
Where did you go on your gap year then?
County Durham.
Jess laughs whilst the other two remain silent.
I didn't go anywhere. Did a foundation year instead. Oh, you poor thing. Look, can we maybe just focus on the project? Yes. By the way, well done on getting into Durham, Jess.
For me, it wasn't really as much of a shock. Always knew Durham was the one for me.
But didn't you apply to Oxford and then cried when you didn't get in?
Yes, there was a time where I thought I would prefer an area with more going for it, rather than being surrounded by people who with nothing better to do than watch TV and black out every Friday and Saturday.
Actually, I don't drink.
At all? I assumed you were drunk right now. So tell me, Jess, why is it you all sound like that?
Not this again. Perhaps if you tried to listen more, it wouldn't be so much of an issue.
Excuse me, I won an award for Best Listener in Year 5. That does remind me, though, when I was queuing behind this odd local woman, she was screaming down the phone. Politely, I asked her to either lower her volume or simply speak standard English.
The woman threatened to hit her and then ran or something, so yeah.
Jess chokes on a drink with laughter.
It's not funny, Jess. I could have been hurt. She would have been lucky to have some free education off me. Oh, don't even get me started on the homeless guy she gave money to. People like to complain that they have nothing, but the thing is, if people just went out, got a job, and bought their own food with their own money...
Like how you have a job, and you buy your own food with your own money, not the money that your father transfers into your account at the end of each month. Like that.
Harriet is speechless. She is taken aback by Jess's words.
Be right back. Just pop into the loo.
Jess walks off stage next to a sign hanging "Toilets this way."
Who the hell does she think she is?
She kind of had a point. Plus, you're offended way too easily.
Says little miss, I need to be friends with everyone. Should have known Jess is a narcissist. Quick, pass me her bag.
Her bag? Why?
Bella confused, she passes the bag over. Harriet, with a big smile, takes out a marker and writes Chav on her bag.
Harriet, don't.
Why should you care? Whose side are you on?
Sides? Since when are there sides? Yours, of course, yours.
What's really not fair is us being forced into a group with a state schooler who hasn't even been to Paris.
Jess makes her way back to the table on stage. Harriet places the bag back.
So, I was thinking your idea on, whatever it was good.
Really?
Yeah. However, Bella and I aren't too familiar with those times, so why don't you show us your research from your bag?
Don't have any, but I know plenty.
Okay, then why don't you get out your laptop and we can start the research?
Still waiting for the uni to fund me for one.
For fuck's sake! Right. Well, why don't you get out some paper and a pen and we can write, okay?
Jess picks up her bag and notices Harriet staring immensely. Bella, who feels rather uncomfortable, is shaking her head. Like a stab to her heart, she sees the word chav.
What the fuck is this?
A short silence is broken with Harriet's laughter.
Council housed and violent.
What?
Council housed and violent.
Jess throws the bag onto the floor, sounding a large thud.
It's a joke, Jess.
It's derogatory. You didn't invite me to do the work at all, did you? Just to take the piss out of the local girl like all your other mates do.
I have nothing to do with this.
Sit down, Bella. There's a reason why town and gown are two separate things. Why they let you into university is beyond me.
Jess goes to hit Harriet. Bella holds her back.
It'll only be worse for you.
Harriet stands up in front of Jess, who is held back by Bella.
She's right. You have no power over me.
Harriet pushes Jess. Bella lets go.
See? Your parents could complain about me. However...
Pushes her again.
Over someone like my father, well, they stand no chance. Ultimately, they are...
Pushes her once more. Jess falls to the ground.
Nothing.
Bella holds out her hand to let Jess up, but Jess refuses. Remaining on the floor, Harriet towers over her.
I know you think I'm stupid and that I don't deserve my place at uni.
Jess finally stands up tall in front of Harriet on her own accord, head held high.
See, I didn't go to private school, but there are things school can never teach you. Like how hard it can be out there, how cruel people can be, how difficult it is to see your own parents struggling when you know they deserve the world.
Come on, Bella, we're leaving.
But we haven't paid.
It's on Jess. Oh, and you're out of the group. What can you contribute? You don't know the first thing about being proud.
You're right. In this place, where places close more than they open, because the ones who are meant to fund it forget it, what could I be proud of? When we don't have many private schools and people think we're all uneducated, or at home, sitting in the dark with my dad, pretending everything's fine because at least we got a meal that night when too many don't.
Bella, let's go now.
What would I have to be proud of? Being surrounded by working class people in working class towns who work fucking hard. The ones who looked after their own, their community when the government turned their backs on us. Still do. The ones who had no income for nearly a year in order to fight for the future of their town and all the children in it. What the fuck do I know about being proud?
Come on, Bella, we should leave.
Why? Are you scared for once you're wrong? For once people aren't scared of you.
No, forget it. I'll do the project on my own. Do yours, Jess. I'm sure it'll be canny.
Harriet rushes to leave. She trips up and falls onto the floor. Jess walks over and holds out her hand to help her up. Harriet accepts and stands up. The scene ends with them holding hands. End of scene.
Are you ready for the main?
Well, if it's half as good as pierogi, I'm in for a treat.
Oh, stop it. It could never be as good as Grandma's.
Grandma adds onions to the dough.
No, she doesn't. I can't believe you've told me that. She's not mentioned it once when I've asked her for the recipe.
If she asks, I've just not said a word.
Gosh, you can't even imagine how long I've been wanting this. Cold soup is not food, it's medicine. Solves more problems than paracetamol.
I thought you cooked Latvian meals in England.
Oh, I do. It's just, this specific dish is not something I'd want every day. It means a special occasion, like today, or I must admit it works very well when you're hungover. What? I'm not a child anymore. Come on, what do you think this is? I drink, I smoke. You did not know that, did you? Please don't tell Grandma. So, the soup, it's really good. See, this is what happens when food is made with love. It just wouldn't be the same in London. Even getting the beetroot at Tesco's and finding a Polish off license for the kefir and coming back and trying to explain to my British flatmates why I'm mixing the two together. It would just kill the whole vibe.
Kill the whole vibe, eh?
You know what I mean. It is special here, having to cycle 6 kilometers to the nearest store, and I'm not complaining, I love that ride. Or being able to have it with you. It's just, it doesn't get any better than that. Although, I must admit, I'm starting to miss home a bit. Sorry, it sounded stupid. Obviously, I am home. It's where I was born. It doesn't get any closer than that. So,
It shouldn't.
I just want you to know, when all this blows over, I am going back. My life is there, my friends, my things, what would I even do here anymore? Where would I live once the summer is over? It's my job, it would be crazy to give it up with the way the world is at the moment.
I get it. It's easier for you.
Easier? It's not exactly easier being thousands of miles away from your family. It's not easier to have to see all the amazing things that have happened here in the last few years, knowing damn well I did nothing to help with that. It's not easier to see how the society has become more open-minded, more liberal, how the economy has improved. It's not easier seeing all the reasons I once left for are no longer there. But I'm nowhere near coming back. It's not easier whenever someone asks you, where's home for you? To have to stop still for a moment. Because you don't know anymore. Why aren't you saying anything?
What do you want me to say?
I don't know, that you support me, that you understand something lame they say in the movies where everything just ends well.
Life's not exactly a movie, though, is it?
Of course it's not. How could I even think for a second that our mentality could allow us to picture things could be good?
Well, you're clearly capable of making your own decisions.
It's not your advice I need. It's silly. This whole thing is silly. We were having a nice lunch and now I'll just get the dessert. It's Eat and Mess. It's a classic. It's something they always make in the cooking shows that I like to watch. Well, my flatmates like to watch them, but I like them too now. It's actually quite funny. The British, they're a bit obsessed. They're obsessed with their baking, with their desserts. We're more like savory people. We like things raw and real. We like the bitterness of things. As you seem to understand. I made it for you. Just wanted you to see a little piece of the life I lead over there. After all, you once left here yourself.
I came back.
Touché.
We don't say that here. We also don't say, see you later. We say goodbye. Just doesn't sound right.
Well, it doesn't sit right with me either. Translating things back to my mother tongue when a few years ago I had to do the same in the opposite direction. Hope that makes you feel better.
Makes me feel sad.
Sad? That's bold.
Well, that's the way it is. I feel like you're forgetting what we once had to fight for it. I won't go into it.
I know the history, Granddad. I don't have to live it. It's a new era, as you would say. You know, in some sort of fucked up way.
Language.
Sorry. In some sort of really fucked up way. And I'll say what I want, because yes, you fought for that right. I like the way things are. It's difficult either way. Whether you're here or you're there, you'll never know what's right.
I don't want you to forget who you are. That's it.
Seems to me you don't want to accept who I am. I tell them about us, you know. I told them when we nearly got into the finals. They wouldn't even know what ice hockey was if I wasn't constantly talking about it. I vote. I still vote. And I never vote for your suggestion. I vote for the country I would like to return to and live in. In November, I always wear red on the 18th, and people see me and they ask me where I'm off to. They see me joyous with pride. I'm proud to be one of us, Granddad, but it's my life to live. That is a dessert, one that fits a day like this perfectly well. And I don't need you to like it. Honestly, had Mum always done what you liked her to do, she may have never ended up with me. You know very well the women in our family, we know what to do ourselves. It may be too sweet for you. It honestly sometimes is for me. May not be your cup of tea, another thing they say over there. It may be the first and the last time you have to try it. I don't have any expectations, Granddad. Just for you to give it a try.
Lights. At the airport, Emily is on the phone to her nan. Emily balances her phone on her shoulder with it pushed up against her ear whilst frantically looking through a suitcase. Paul is reading the paper.
Yes, Nan. I'm looking for his medication right now. I'm sure that he's packed it. Well, I didn't know I had to double check. He is a grown man who goes to work as a bloody scaffolder every day. I know that. I know it's really important. He needs it. Listen, Nan, I've got to go. I'll call you if we find it. Sorry, when we find it. All right, love you. Bye. Grandad? Grandad! Grandad!
What is it, love?
Your medication, where is it?
My what?
Your medic...
Oh, my pills. Oh, they're just in the rucksack, love.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Grandad, did you not just hear? That was Nan on the phone asking where it was. You frightened the life out of me.
Why? What's she want?
She wanted to make sure you had definitely packed it, and she told me it was in a big suitcase.
What you say, love?
Turn your hearing aid up. Nan wanted to make sure you had your pills, and you told me it was in the big suitcase.
Oh, yeah, I moved them to my rucksack in case I needed them for the flight. What's Nan getting involved for anywhere? She ain't even here.
She worries about you.
Come on, love. Let's go get a drink.
I really don't think we've got the time, Grandad. Let's just get to the gate.
You're just like her. Always bloody worrying about every little thing.
If it wasn't for me and her, you'd never get anywhere.
Oh, shut up, you.
Lights fade a beat, lights back up. Emily and Paul hand over their passports to the security officer. Security officer puts his arm in front of Paul to stop him walking through to board the flight.
Sorry, sir. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you a few questions.
Hey? What's this all about, mate?
Is everything okay?
You please stand this side. You please stand this side.
Oi, what's going on here?
I'm going to insist you stand this side, sir. We have to ask both of you a few questions.
This is fucking ridiculous. Questions about what?
I'm going to need you to tell me how you know that man.
He's my granddad.
Well, why do you both have different last names?
Well, I took my my dad's last name, and he's my mum's dad, my granddad.
Can someone please tell me what the fuck is going on here?
Sir, please calm down. We have reasonable evidence to question yourself and this young girl, as our CCTV surveillance of you both suggested suspicious behavior.
You've been watching us on CCTV. That's my granddaughter.
Please remain calm. Why are you traveling to Turkey with this man?
He's my granddad, and we're going on holiday to meet the rest of our family out there. They left 2 days before.
Why didn't you all fly out together?
Because I had to do a A-level exam this morning, so that's why me and my granddad are flying out later. I could not go to the exam.
How did you have time to do the exam this morning, get your stuff, get to Gatwick and check in? And it's not even 3 o'clock.
Well, we just live in Crawley and I go to Hazelwick School. It's only 10 minutes to get there.
I don't believe that you have been watching us on CCTV. How fucking dare you? Surely that ain't right. Surely that's some bloody invasion of privacy. What did you notice, eh? What did you see that was so wrong?
Please lower your tone, sir. My colleagues and I had reasonable doubt after observing your interactions on CCTV. We noticed you, Emily, frantically looking for something in your suitcase. And we noticed you, Paul, ignoring her and not offering any help.
This is just ridiculous. I couldn't hear.
He's quite badly deaf and didn't have his hearing aid turned up.
Listen, this is my granddaughter. We are going on holiday to Ulu Deniz and meeting the rest of our family out there. We are staying in Hotel bloody... Oh, what's it called? Hotel Majestic. She had her exams. I had to work, so we are flying out a couple of days later. She was looking for my medication in the suitcase because I'm on daily Warfarin. My wife called and got Emily to double check because she don't trust me.
Please bear with me a moment.
Security officer stands to one side and mimes a phone call. He keeps looking at Paul and Emily's passports. Emily and Paul look at each other and shrug their shoulders. There is a long wait.
Okay, so I've spoken to my colleagues who have run some background checks on yourself and Emily. We're happy to conclude that you are both indeed who you say you are. I apologize for the inconvenience, but I do hope you understand why we have to do these things. It's a precaution.
Is there any way to be compensated?
Well, I'm
only joking, mate. I understand. I was just bloody panicked, that's all.
Apologies again. Enjoy your holiday. I'm very sorry for making you upset. These sort of things are just procedure to keep people safe.
That's all right, I understand.
Have a great trip.
Security officer exits stage.
My God, when he said they'd been watching us on CCTV, that's when I really started to panic.
Why just then? I was worried the whole time.
Well, love, that's because I flipped something, didn't I?
Oh my God. What did you get this time?
Paul pulls 2 key rings out of his trouser pocket and hands one to Emily.
There you go, love. First token of the holiday.
You are actually mad.
I thought when he came over, I thought, oh shit. I thought for the first time in my life I was going to get nicked for flimping keyrings from the tourist shop.
End of scene.
Scene 1. Location, pastor's vestry. In the pastor's vestry sits a pastor and a young girl.
Before we proceed, there are some questions I have to ask as a part of this process, just to get some clarification. It's come to my attention that there were some accusations made by yourself against one of our members.
Yes, that is correct, Pastor.
I understand you're accusing him of sexual misconduct.
Correct.
The deacons and I have met, and after reviewing your report, we have decided to deal with this in-house.
In-house?
Yeah, in-house. As you know, because of your age, we had to forward this to the safeguarding department, and it has been recommended that you speak with our counsellor, Brother Abel.
The door knocks. The counsellor, Brother Abel, enters.
Afternoon, Amelia. Lovely to meet you. You may have seen me around at some conventions. I'm Brother Abel, one of the main counsellors in the church. And as part of this process, we're making sure we can provide you with the right support. I just want to ask some well-being questions, if that's all right. And many of the answers are based on a yes or no format. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to. Do you understand?
Yes, yeah, I understand that, but I just...
Great, we'll get started then.
The counsellor examines the questions and looks at Amelia before proceeding.
You don't need prescribed medication for depression, suicidal thoughts, or mania?
No.
You suffer from hallucinations?
No.
Have you had any obsessive thoughts, trouble sleeping, or nightmares?
Yes.
Yes, you have had obsessive thoughts, trouble sleeping, or nightmares, or is it just trouble sleep?
All three.
Thank you for your cooperation, Amelia.
So what's going to happen to Luke then? Will you be reporting this to the police, or...?
As mentioned, we will be dealing with this in-house.
I just wanted... I just wanted to explain what happened. I know that there needs to be...
Look, Amelia, thank you for coming forward. As explained, we will be addressing this matter with him. Thank you for being so brave today. My suggestion at this time would be for you to take some time out, get some peace, find your spirituality. You're the only person that has come forward. Often when we stray from God's teachings, things can get hazy. You take care of yourself now.
In the background, you can hear the congregation singing. Amelia leaves emotionlessly.
I can't believe this is happening all over again.
Don't worry, my child. It's dealt with. I doubt we'll be seeing her again. Nobody will believe her. If you can find out that report, though, please. Especially the part about her having obsessive thoughts.
Yeah,
But nothing. I'll see you tomorrow at youth service.
The counsellor exits. Scene 2 the next day. Location, church. The church is full as everyone has gathered for convention. Pastor B is on the pulpit and addresses the congregation.
Praise the Lord, brethren.
Praise the Lord.
God is good.
And all the time, God is good.
Amen, amen, amen.
Amelia enters the sanctuary and sits at the front row. Pastor seems agitated but gets on with his sermon and tries to keep the energy rising.
As you know, first Sunday, we do our testimony service. Is there anyone that has a burning testimony?
Praise the Lord, brethren.
Sister A?
I greet you all in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
I would like to share my testimony with you today. The church has always been my home, my sanctuary, the place where I came when I lost loved ones, when I was searching for answers, but a few years now I've been living in torment and I've constantly been silent.
Sister Amelia, you know there's a protocol to this.
Protocol? Now you want to talk about protocol? Do as I say, not as I do, has been the dull knife that has stabbed me in my back growing up in this church. We hide things that we should have just been dealt with. Do as I say, not as I do. I was raped. Yeah, and you tried to hide it, tried to discard me as rubbish, and tried to paint me out like I was mad.
Amelia turns to Sister Jackie, the rapist's mother.
Raped. Raped by your son.
My son? My son would never...
Never what? Never what? Well, never harm a young girl, fondle an older woman. Take a young child's innocence away from her. There are blood on your hands. You have no fear of God. Still sitting on there, the praise and worship team, you know better. No, sorry. You are no better. In fact, you condoned it. I spoke out and you all tried to silence me in the office yesterday. No, I will not be going anywhere. Hide down me, thy rock of ages. Hide down me. I do not want to be stained just like you and sit comfortably on your bench, politically correct to uphold a position. There is blood on all of your hands. You, his mother, is leading God's people straight to hell. Wake up, yeah, God's not pleased.
My son would never. My son is innocent. I know my son.
But he did.
My son, he wouldn't do that. Not my baby.
But he did.
You're lying. He would never do that.
But he did, you know. And guess what? Because you did it to him. We all know. And it makes me sick to my stomach how every week you can preach about God's mercy and love, yet you're rotten to the core. All you do is stay silent. And that's a choice. And God will judge you by your choices. You want growth to move forward, yet there is so much corruption. And I am not the only one.
Stop this nonsense at once.
Nonsense! Here is the mark on my arm, the battle scars here of his aggression. If you do not deal with it now, he will continue to do it to others. Then the shame and retribution will show its face. He did it to many of us, yeah, including your granddaughter. So what are you going to tell me now, Pastor? What protocols? Would you like to follow protocols now, or?
Girl 1 in the audience. She's telling the truth. Girl 2, she is right, and it happened to me. The counsellor stands up.
You know, I was told not to speak out. And my daughter left the church because it happened to her. Pastor, I've always been loyal to you. Financially, you supported us when I lost my wife, so I turned a blind eye to all of it. For years, I tweaked reports to fit the agenda so you could get funding as a community. I told you I couldn't do it anymore, so you blackmailed my position. But the cries have gone unheard for too long, and I can't do it anymore. The young women are supposed to be growing up to be Ruths, Marys, wise virgins, Proverbs 31 women. Yet their innocence has been displaced in the place that's supposed to be their sanctuary. You know there are others just like him amongst us, Pastor.
The pastor begins to grab his chest. Amelia addresses Pastor B.
How many more cries do you have to hear before you put an end to this? How many more people must lose from your congregation? How much people must you lose from your congregation? How many more times will you hear, let God be the judge? How many more sermons of forgiveness before you realize that hiding another man's dirtiness is the reason you're stagnant? The spirit that lingers on these benches, the cries of the now dead, the innocence lost, the resent, the lies that you try and drown out by sermons, yeah, by songs, by prayers, forgive and forget. How many more times, Pastor? I came to you because I thought I could trust you, but the church is not above the law, and I'm no longer going to keep this in-house.
Amelia takes her seat. Police sirens are heard in the distance, coming closer and closer to the church. The end.
It's 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Emma is seated in her bedroom. She is staring at herself through her dressing table mirror. Mum!
It's not saying nothing.
Mum!
Lewis, what's wrong?
Is Dad home yet?
Not yet. Get some sleep. I love you.
Emma picks up her sketchbook and heads into the living room. She gently plumps herself into the sofa and begins drawing whilst humming. Drake enters the house through the front door carrying a large bag of belongings. He takes off his coat and silently hides the bag under the staircase, then enters the living room.
Wow!
Hey, baby.
You look nice.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah, you look beautiful.
I tried, not a professional or anything.
Doesn't matter, just look at you. You look stunning.
Really?
Of course.
I missed you.
I miss you too. Where's Lewis?
He's sleeping.
Oh, that means I've got you all to myself.
Yes, you do.
I just want to eat you up.
Yeah, but before you do that, don't forget your dinner is in the microwave.
Thank you, love. Let me get out of these clothes, and you best be naked by the time I get back to the bedroom.
Oh, I will.
Drake exits. Emma, smiling heavily, prepares a drink and heads upstairs. When she enters the bedroom, Drake is already fast asleep on the bed.
Drake, baby. Drake. Wake up, honey, we're not finished.
Oh, tomorrow, babe. Tomorrow.
Emma sits at the edge of the bed and disappointedly wipes off her makeup before getting into bed. Morning approaches. Drake is ready for work, and before heading out, he picks up the bag from under the stairs and exits. Emma wakes up. She wipes the side of the bed and realizes it's empty. She heads into the kitchen and opens the microwaves and sees Drake's dinner plate from the night before. She empties it and aggressively washes up.
Lewis, are you awake?
Yes, Mum.
Okay, jump in the bath and get ready for school. Breakfast will be on the table.
Okay, Mum. Time passes. Emma is out of her pajamas and is now in her daytime clothes. Emma has a sketchbook and is drawing animations. She places the book on the table and gets up to go into the kitchen. She prepares 2 dishes. She dishes one, she covers one and leaves it inside the microwave. She then looks out the window, picks up the plate and enters the living room. She then heavily places the plate on the table. Emma picks up the phone to make a call.
Hello?
Phone goes to voicemail. Emma places the phone on the sofa and stares at the food. She sighs and slowly starts eating. Drake enters through the front door.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, over here. Long day?
Yeah, busy. Where's Lewis?
He's sleeping.
Already?
Yeah, it's past his bedtime. I dished out your food. It's in the microwave.
Oh, thank you, love. I'm actually not hungry.
Drake kisses Emma on the forehead.
Oh, so where have you been for the past 3 hours?
I've been working.
You finished at 5. It's 8 now.
I told you I've been busy. I had lots of paperwork to complete before I could leave the office.
I wish I'd known you weren't hungry. I wouldn't have cooked so much food.
It's cool. I'll eat it tomorrow.
Yeah, you've been saying that. I'm starting to think you don't like my cooking.
You know I love your cooking.
You used to. So how was your day?
Oh, long.
What was long about it?
Everything.
Okay.
Drake looks at a drawing in Emma's sketchbook.
When did you draw this?
Today.
It's really good. It's incredible.
I know. I wish I could do something with it.
Drake takes off his socks and places his feet on the table, then burps out loud. Emma's face looks disgusted.
Do you mind? I'm still eating.
Yeah.
Then can you take your dirty foot off the table?
I pay the bills, don't I?
Yeah.
So I do what I want.
Emma sighs and frustratedly drops her fork to her plate.
Your foot stinks.
Yeah, well, that's the result of a long day's hard work, honey.
I feel sick. I don't want to have to smell it.
If it bothers you that much, go and eat in the kitchen.
You don't even ask how I am anymore.
My bad, tell me.
I did some cleaning, cooked, picked up Lewis from school. His shoes are worn and needs a new pair. I think there was a shooting in the estate or something because police were knocking on people's doors asking questions about last night. I didn't hear anything, did you? Drake.
Huh?
Why do I even bother? Honestly, all I want is for us to spend some time together, and it's as if you don't. Drake!
Emma, what is it? I've been working all day. You're not going to get much out of me. I just want to relax and watch some TV.
Drake leans in.
You're not even watching the TV.
Drake's phone rings, waking him up.
Who's that? Who's Becky?
It's a work colleague. Give me a sec. I need to take this.
Drake exits. Emma is frustrated. Drake enters.
Babe, they need me back at the office. I'll be back before midnight.
Already? You just came.
I know, it's an emergency. I promise I'll make it up to you.
You've been saying that for years, but nothing has changed. What's this extra cash even going?
I'm trying, babe. We need money. If I don't pay the bills, we have nowhere to live. Nothing to eat, remember?
I know, I could have worked too. I had a life.
You do have a life, here with me and Lewis.
Yeah, that's all I ever do. But what about me?
I don't have time for this, Emma. I'll talk to you when I get home.
No, that's exactly it. You're leaving early mornings and coming home late at night. When was the last time you even spent father and son time with Lewis? You don't remember, right? When was the last time we even went out? We're always at home. It's always the same thing.
What is it, Emma? You want me around more?
Yeah, we used to spend time together.
What don't you understand? I've got bills to pay, Emma.
Bills? So that's what's absorbing all your time and money. I'll get a job too. We can share the hours between us.
Don't be silly. You got Lewis to look after.
I don't know. I'll find childcare or something.
So, you're not happy?
No, my life hasn't changed. And I want more for myself. These walls can't continue to be my life. I want to get out there, do something for me for a change.
Emma, if I don't leave, I'm going to be late.
Drake's phone rings.
Forget work for just a second and think about your family. This overworking isn't doing us any justice. Where do you keep going late at night? You claim you're at the office, but I don't know that. Who's Becky?
She's a friend.
Oh, she's a friend now?
A colleague.
5 seconds ago, you were claiming that she's a work colleague.
Everything I'm doing is to help us. You'll see.
But you're not. We're falling apart and you don't even see it.
I don't have time for this.
Fine, just go.
Drake leans in to give Emma a hug.
No, just go. Leave. You're the one saying that you're in a rush.
We'll talk about this when I get home.
Yeah, we will probably be sleeping. People work, but they still make time for their family.
Yeah, not in this country.
Drake exits.
Bills, bills, bills. It's all he freaking cares about.
Mom!
Yes, Lewis?
Where's Dad?
He's gone to work. You just need to go back to sleep.
Emma offs the hallway light and continues drawing in the living room. It's early hours of the morning and birds are heard. Drake enters intoxicated and turns on the hallway light.
Emma, we need to talk.
Shh. It's 2 a.m. Lewis is sleeping. What's up with you?
I worked my fucking arse off.
What's wrong? Are you drunk?
And that's all I get. Nagging boss, nagging wife, 4 hours sleep. Does anyone care about me?
I care.
How's work? How's work? That's all you ever ask. Where's how am I doing today?
What's happened? What's wrong?
Again, why not ask me, Emma?
Okay, how are you doing, Drake?
Fucking fantastic. I got fired today.
What? They can't do that.
I got caught sleeping.
How?
I closed my eyes for 1 second.
So they fired you? That's not fair. They were overworking you.
They said they could pay me 2 months' wages. In the meantime, I've been saving for your uni tuition.
What? Drake, what the hell?
2,250 for your art and design classes.
Drake, I'm fine with the way my life is, our life.
No, you're not. I just want to make you happy.
I am. I mean, I'm trying to be. But no one said to pay my tuition fees. There's more important things to worry about.
Ain't you happy?
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. It's your first year paid for. We'll have to see how things go. Hopefully, I'll get a job soon. For fuck's sake.
No, we will use the money for savings until you find a job. I can't study knowing that we're worse off.
It's already been paid for. Check your online. It's all there.
Drake prepares another alcoholic drink from the kitchen.
But what about the bills and food? Lewis still needs new school shoes.
That's for me to worry about. For now, I just want you to continue studying and make us proud.
Emma cries and Drake gives her a hug.
You're too much. I'm sorry I've been hard on you. You should have told me.
And ruin your surprise?
This means so much to me.
I know, we'll find a way to make it work.
That Becky woman sounds like she's up her own arse.
I know. Let's just get some sleep.